The stage is now finally set for perhaps one of the biggest battles to ever grace the world of Dragon Ball, as Jiren prepares to go at it one-on-one with Son Goku, as Goku has a few tricks up his sleeve in unleashing not only a higher form of Kaioken, but also a new form that may potentially rival Jiren in power. But the question is, how much can Goku endure? And again, if you guys are Dragon Ball fans and new to this channel, be sure to go on ahead and punch that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball video is posted onto this channel. It pertains to Dragon Ball news, information, updates, and spoilers. Hashtag notification squad to be up to date with all the latest in Dragon Ball. Now, Emish, I want to go on ahead and welcome you back onto the channel, as we have brand new spoilers coming in for episodes 108, 109, and possibly even for the 1 hour special going into October. Now, we had some really groundbreaking information coming in. It pertains to what Goku is going to be doing in the Tournament of Power, something to where not even I or anyone else even assumed would happen, and that's Goku tapping into a higher form of Kaioken. Now, for those of you out there who don't know, spoiler alert, but Goku is going to be tapping into Kaioken times 20 in his Super Saiyan Blue form, something we've seen in Dragon Ball before, but never in Dragon Ball Super, especially having to equip that with Super Saiyan Blue. And we understand, based on the spoiler information, that it seemingly enough looks like Jiren is going to completely be able to tank that, and that's scary because we haven't ever seen Goku push himself to that extent, and we can only make the assumption that this is going to take a lot away from his body. So the first question I wanted to ask you is, how effective do you believe Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku is going to be against Jiren, and what are your thoughts on Jiren having to seemingly trump that and having to put Goku down for the count, in which forces him in using his ace card later on, which is this new transformation? So it pertains to Kaioken times 20. What do you think of that?
When I first, thought about a potential matchup between Goku and Jiren,
yeah,
no doubt everybody knows Jiren is powerful, despite us not really seeing enough of it. We've seen it, not enough of it, right?
Right.
And now when you think about it, it kind of makes sense as to why he was so casually able to handle Kale, who everybody, or at least everybody in the area at that point in time, was having a difficult time with, right? Yeah. Well, Goku was holding back. Well, still, he still applied an effort value of some kind, and Jiren just comes in and says, "Listen, it's over. Like, all right, next, move out the way." And just even went to the extent of allowing her to still stay in the tournament because she's no threat to him. And now when we think about today, I thought about the fight. I'm like, you know what? I could see Goku definitely going Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, maybe even times 10. And imagine, and I was thinking, I would think to myself, what would he be capable of now, as opposed to Universe 6 and 7 tournament when he first used Kaioken times 10? So I was like,
because that was the only time we ever saw Goku use that.
Yeah, and the speed, and I think a lot of people forget. Like, they just think about, oh, it's just Kaioken times 10, or it's just Kaioken.
That is a significant power and speed increase. Yeah. And we're only talking about times 10. We're not talking about times 20, bro. It's like...
It's I don't know. Honestly, I would have never imagined for Jiren to be this powerful. I think some people are missing, and again, it's fine. Like, it's okay to just not be fazed by this, to expect Jiren to be this strong. No. A lot of us expected that, but we didn't expect to see something like this as a response to his strength.
It's no match.
We just thought... Yeah, exactly. That's the key word. It's no match. Meaning he's not even like
remotely phased by this. Like that. I mean, according to the spoilers originally, it said that Jiren begins to release more and more of his unimaginable, feats of ki, and it overwhelms Goku and the other warriors, which I'm still calling it right now. I think that people like possibly Brienne and the other fighters who are a part of this, they're gonna start to feel the effects of this character, because people forget that even though this entire tournament, he has been conserving his energy, which is needed. We had a long conversation about this on Discord, actually yesterday. The thought process of maintaining your ki and preserving that for, a later bout is especially needed in this situation, to where you're going up against Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, Hit. But even with those characters aside, Jiren approaches and begins to overwhelm everybody with the amount of power that he has. And who's to really say that that's even going at his max, because we don't even know. But going into this, it's like we've seen what Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10 Goku's capable of momentarily in battle against Hit, right? But we've never seen Kaioken times 10 be needed or even featured afterwards, even with Merge Zamasu. We've seen Kaioken, but not Kaioken times 10, because we understand the amount of pressure and damage that it does to your body. Go back, remember after the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, Goku wasn't even able to fly correctly. He was like all over the place. And now, like you just said, fast forward weeks, months, years later, with the you know, the capabilities of adapting, he's going further and beyond times 10 to times 20, and even by using such a power, it's still no match for Jiren. So
you know what the scary part about that part is? He's still gonna transform after that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Goku.
Goku's gonna transform after that, man.
After whatever times 20 does to his body, he's gonna be like, all right, well, now I'm gonna use my trump card.
Yeah, here's my full power. And you know what'll be even more terrifying? If Jiren like just kind of comes back to Goku and says, "Is that all you really have, man?" That would be like that would be the end game, right? He's
essentially Madara. That's
he is Madara, dude.
Yeah,
but then again, Madara, the creators of Madara, as pointed out by you, even said, "Yo, we couldn't figure out a way how to destroy Madara, so we caused an internal explosion." Yeah, but this goes back to what even Toppo said, and it's terrifying that even when Goku was about to quote unquote break his limits, Toppo was like, "Listen, if that's all you have, then you stand no chance against my best friend Jiren the Great." And he walked off, and Goku's like, "Hehehe." So I'm like, you know, I don't even think he knows what he's up against. But what I wanted to ask you,
for sure.
What I wanted to ask you is, how long do you think the fight between Kaio-ken Goku and Jiren's gonna last? Because
like 10 seconds.
Really? Nah, I don't think
well, because every episode is a minute, 2 minutes.
But the thing is, so... I'm predicting that maybe Goku's gonna fight Jiren in his Super Saiyan Blue form base, get wrecked. Kaio-ken, get wrecked. I think Kaio-ken times 10 might do something, at least give him the advantage in moving a bit quicker or whatever, but again, apparently enough gets trucked. Times 20. Now, we spoke about this on and off. Remember that little image on the back of the chocolate box that we saw, like the red hair and stuff? Is it possible that with the utilization of times 20 Kaio-ken, could that be the reflection or the image that we saw on the back of that chocolate box is not essentially the new form, but just Kaio-ken times 20 in and of itself? It had the Super Saiyan hair and everything, right?
And yeah, that's true. And we've seen what Kaio-ken in general, just Kaio-ken, not even time. We've seen Kaio-ken in general just turn everything around you red. And we've seen Kaio-ken times 10 turn everything completely like bloodshot red. And now look at the intro. Maybe they were hinting at Kaio-ken times 20, and then after that,
transcending into something else. Yeah.
So
but also, let's not forget, even though this isn't canon, quote unquote, let's not forget when Goku fought Pikkon, when he went Super Kaio-ken, his hair changed, it was red and whatnot. You know, similar concept. I'm only referring to the concept.
Yeah, of course.
But do you think the intro foreshadowed that in terms of Kaio-ken transcending into whatever else this is?
The intro makes more sense with Kaio-ken times 20 now.
Yeah.
Because based on, you know, obviously, oh, but Emish, he has black hair after he wipes it away. Yeah, that's an intro. They're not going to show you every tidbit from the fight. You see what I'm saying? That's why they did it. They only showcased a glimpse of his face. He's smiling, and then he continues to fight Goku in base form. And we could see it's clearly his base form. It's not really like anything special afterwards. You see what I'm saying? It's you know, it's completely different from what we're seeing now with the new posters, with the blue aura being faintly, you know, being all squiggly line like it was in Battle of Gods when they were doing the ritual.
Yes.
And the blue, same thing. So it's like, okay, I don't know, man, Jiren, this guy's a savage, bro. I have no idea, but and the scary part is they don't even reference him going all out.
Not even in the least, but it does say that Kaio-ken times 20 is quote unquote no match. And do you not understand how much of a difference this is? This is a game changer.
I understand.
This is a game. This is truly a game changer, because how are you supposed to combat someone who can truck something that is supposed to take your power, your current power of Super Saiyan Blue, and multiply that God knows how many times? And you know what I also wanted to ask you here, and I understand this has been brought up in my previous spoiler video, in case you guys have missed out on that when I first announced this. This was brought up a lot, and I hate to discourage this character, but where do you see I have to ask you two things. It pertains to two different characters. The first character being, where do you see Hit in this kind of a place?
Oh, he's done.
He's done?
Dude is done.
He's done?
No, he's done, like D-O-N-E, like done.
You don't,
like,
wait a minute, so you don't see Hit on any comparative level, or at least being able to adapt. He can adapt. Let's not forget, he adapted to times 10.
No.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Not even in the least?
Nope.
So wait, so you're telling me that he's out of here?
he won't have a chance to adapt. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not gonna have a chance.
Because I mean, it only took Goku briefly during that tournament to just, you know, he did tank a few things, right? I mean, well, not necessarily, but it took him like just a few momentary seconds to adapt to Goku. Even after he got beat up and stuff, he was like, what? And then after Goku did the Kamehameha and stuff, he even told him, like, you know, I took that time while you were doing that to just briefly adapt, and now that I understand further, let's see what you got. And then he time skipped him. So do you see something happening similar to Goku and Hit this time, or do you just see him just getting completely blown out the water?
Nah, I think all kidding aside, like, you know, jerking these guys off aside, right? It's like that is the definitive statement where that event, with that happening, tells you, okay, these two guys are on a different level, and now let the big boys play. You know what I'm saying? I think that puts them on a different level completely. I don't think it would just make any kind of logical sense, despite how much quote-unquote sense or nonsense that Dragon Ball Super has portrayed so far. Despite all of that, bro, I think that's where it becomes a match between Jiren and Goku, and everybody else, aside from Goku, is just going to be, even if Goku's fodder right now to Jiren, then no, I'm sorry. Because, okay, you want to talk about the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, okay? And the way they portrayed Hit in the Universe 6 and 7 tournament was a lot more durable. Coming to this tournament, Dispo is giving him work and damaging him, and Hit is like, oh my guts.
However, like, I don't mean to defend Hit entirely, but look at the way even pointed out by Topo happened. Kunchi said, oh, this fight's in the bag, and Topo said, not exactly, pay attention to what's happening. He's adapting to his speed, and even though he was getting hit on purpose, he was also avoiding the vital points. And I'm not gonna take away Jiren, because he, even as he was observing Hit, he momentarily grinned at him because he looked very interested as well. And even after Hit used cross dimensions, look at the response from both Topo and Jiren. They were like, you know, Topo was shocked, and Jiren again grinned once again. So he was like, what's happening here? But I agree. I think that by the end of this, we could possibly see Hit be eliminated. I mean, the question is by who, but. So you're saying that he stands no remote chance in adapting, correct? Like, he won't be given that chance to adapt?
I don't think so.
Okay, I can see Jiren being the one to stop him from doing that, because Goku's like, hey, go ahead,
we're comparing Goku Kaioken times 20 to Hit, right? That's the question.
Well, no, we're comparing Hit's adaptability to what he did to 10. Can he do that to 20? No, because I don't see how he can't.
No.
If given time, because Goku would give him time.
Well, that's the Jiren not if Jiren's there. Yeah, not if Jiren's there. Goku has no choice at this point in time. I think this whole thing. I mean, they could you know, do a Goku versus Hit, but then it's like, why, if we already have Vegeta versus Hit incoming? We're expecting to see that,
and that's going to be part of as well. Yeah.
That's going to be the deciding factor. We're assuming Vegeta would be. Would they? Do you guys think that they would give Vegeta 2 L's in a row to Hit? That's another thing.
Yeah, that would piss off a lot of people.
So exactly. So now, considering, let's say Vegeta wins and then Vegeta gets knocked off immediately after.
Right.
That's okay. It's not a big deal. Vegeta needs a big win. Now, what if Vegeta loses and Hit is left standing? Okay, well, Vegeta's done. Now we got Hit, who was portrayed differently 2 times. Like I said, in the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, he was portrayed to be a lot more durable, even taking hits, a barrage of attacks from a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10 Goku.
Yeah.
And he was taking those, I don't want to say tanking them, but he was still standing clearly after that, right?
Yeah.
Then come into this tournament where Goku's so much stronger than what he was capable of back then. And you come into this tournament and Hit, and then we know Goku beat him the second time without Kaioken. He just out-muscled him with Blue. And then you come into this tournament now where Hit is not only in terms of speed, but physically, he's being physically damaged by Dispo, and you can see he's damaged. The way he was getting hit, you know, there were some instances where Hit had a hard time getting up after that, after Dispo would hit him. So it was like, okay. So when you translate that into what a Goku, you know, into what Goku's capable of as a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, into what Jiren's capable of being greater than that, no, I just don't see him having enough time to be able to adapt, especially going this late into the tournament where I'm assuming he probably won't have enough time to heal. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to come to a point where, okay, even the big boys are getting knocked off as a result of running out of steam. And this is what separates the likes of Goku and Jiren from everybody else. That, in my opinion, that would be the best way to portray that, to showcase why these two fighters are the strongest in the multiverse so far in terms of mortals. Other than that, and other than that, these other guys are strong. Frieza, Toppo, Gohan, whoever you want to talk about, Hit. All these other guys are strong, but they're on a completely different level when you compare them to Goku and Jiren.
Absolutely. And now we also have information on the Genki-Dama. Now, there's been a lot of confusion with this because there's two things going about this. Is Goku going to use the Genki-Dama Spirit Bomb on Jiren as an attack, or is he going to do what he did in the movies and stuff, and that's simply absorb the power of the Genki-Dama, in which I don't even understand how a Spirit Bomb forming in the World of Void is even possible, but hey, I mean, look what happened with the time skip theory, right? It's like a world without time and space is, you're able to switch up time, it's like, and just move throughout the pockets of dimensions and stuff, which is weird. But with the whole Spirit Bomb concept, do you think that it is either a mistranslation or kind of like a misinterpretation, or is it B, simply Goku going to use the attack on said opponent, or C, is it going to be him simply absorbing that power into himself, which could create this new power and what it is? Because it's weird to see the Genki-Dama be brought up, because it's like, okay, we haven't seen it in Super, but what's its purpose here? Would he have time? No, because if I was fighting Goku, I wouldn't want to give him time to create this. And so it's like, how is this even, like, what even is this? So like what are your thoughts on that?
All right, so this answer might be fairly long, so that's one.
That's fine.
Okay, to address the first thing where it could be a mistranslation, lately we have been seeing in the episodes, the events that are taking place in the episodes don't exactly line up with the spoiler information that we've been receiving thus far.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's likely, right? Now let's just theoretically say, well, okay, let's address the second point. Where would Goku get this energy from?
Where?
It's really, if you go back to the Trunks arc, when Trunks essentially did the same thing with his sword, all they really did was take like the energy of like 50 Earthlings, whoever was left alive, right? And then a base form Goku and Vegeta, who was severely weakened after the fusion of the Vegito fusion wore off, provided whatever they had left to go to Trunks, and he got an insane power boost. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's an issue. So technically, they don't even need the Genki-Dama. They could just siphon their energy and put it into Goku the same way they've done this before. We've seen this a couple times before. You see what I'm saying? Where they siphon whatever energy they have and put it into Goku, thus giving Goku an extra surge of power. Okay. The same concept was utilized in the battle in the Super Saiyan God ritual, where 5 wholehearted Saiyans poured their spirits into Goku. As a result of that, it made him transcend the previous limitations of what Goku was capable of. Right. We've seen it in the Broly movie. We've seen it in the Merge Zamasu arc where they did it with Trunks, and that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But even then, it's like, if Goku by himself, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 is not enough, where in the hell does a Spirit Bomb come into play where it's strong enough to actually put a dent into Jiren? That's one thing to consider. Two, it's the order in which these events take place. Will the Spirit Bomb happen first, and then the Kaioken times 20 happens after that?
I think
but then they talk about the Kaioken times 20, and then he resorts to the ace up his sleeve. Now, what if the ace up his sleeve is actually the transformation? It has nothing to do with the Genki-Dama, for
I hope
example.
not. I really hope it is, yeah.
Or what if the Genki-Dama actually has to resorts to Ribrianne's attack?
Right.
And it's just a mistranslation, because that specific episode, Spoiler Information 109, it talks about Ribrianne going all out and attack on an attack against Goku. It mentions nothing about Goku using a specific Genki-Dama. Up until recently, we see that he goes and resorts to the ace up his sleeve. Now, in my opinion, the ace up his sleeve after Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 should not even be an any kind of attack that he has after that. Because even when he fought Hit, he mentioned the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10 as being his trump card. He was like, this is all I got left, and I'm gonna try it. I can die from doing this, all this other stuff. So where does the Spirit Bomb come into play where it's even remotely close? That's another thing. And 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, point number 3 or 4 is to consider is that the only way that he could actually form this energy is if, for example, let's say the remaining fighters on the field on Team Universe 7 they don't have much steam left, right? But they have enough steam to where they're still in the field. They provide everything to Goku to form the Spirit Bomb. They give him the energy. They stall Jiren, which I don't see, because if Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 cannot stall Jiren, how are these other people gonna stall Jiren?
I still don't think that whatever kind of energy they provide is gonna be enough, because
it's not.
Because this guy, the thing about Jiren is this. don't let nobody else dupe you in saying that we've finally revealed his true power. No, we have no information on who this guy is. All we know is that, based on that one spoiler for episode 109, is that he finally begins to release his unimaginable, hence that word, unimaginable amounts of ki that he has within him. Now, this also goes back to a lot of things, even debates from yesterday's Discord discussion and whatnot about if Jiren is in fact that mortal that Whis was talking about, because this could either be, you know, a yes or a no answer for many. But considering how he completely overwhelms Blue, which we haven't, you know, we have not seen before, because we've seen Zamasu and other people kind of overwhelm Blue to an extent, but I don't think I don't think to this extent, because this is forcing Goku to say, okay, you can beat me, let's see if you can beat this times 10, times 20. Nope. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to take you down? Fusion's illegal, so it's like, all right, let me just, you know, activate whatever's next. So whatever is next, in your opinion, whatever comes next, do you see Goku being on a comparative level to Jiren where they're even? Or do you see one being above the other indefinitely?
Well, we talked about this before. I think I mentioned that usually when they showcase a new power, it usually stomps whoever the opponent is. Usually, that's whenever, you know, every time we've seen a new transformation,
Super
especially
Saiyan 3,
all this other stuff, Gohan, all this other stuff, Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 3, all this other stuff. It usually Super Saiyan 3 is different because they never used it to its full extent. But generally, when we got Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2, it always stomped out its opposition indefinitely.
Right.
Now, I don't think they would take that route because they kind of want to showcase what it can do. They also want to showcase what Jiren can do. I just think, I mean, to think that this new level of power would be greater than Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, that's something to consider and take into consideration. Granted that he would no longer have to resort to using Kaioken if he has a power greater than that, without having to have the strain on his body. Also, another to consider is that he's doing this after he just previously applied this strain on his body. This is after the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. So you can argue that Goku is still battle damage, but because the insane amounts of pressure that he's in, he was able to tap into this new level of power, or this new transformation, whatever it is. And you could actually argue that, though, you know, general first awakenings, when we first see a form, it's always stronger. It's always portrayed to be stronger than it is going later into the arc. For example, Super Saiyan. When we first saw it, he was diesel as fuck. He was shit stomping everything. It was crazy. And now when we see Super Saiyan, it's like, oh, okay, that form is weak. It's nothing. The same thing can happen here. But I don't think that, I really think that maybe it would be cool for them to put Goku on par with Jiren, right? And then maybe Jiren's skill set is still superior to Goku, so Goku has to adapt to something else. But that's what I think people just don't look at it, where Goku is doing this after a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. He's not doing it before that. He literally pushed himself beyond any limitation that we've known.
Yeah, first,
Who would have thought times 20? I imagine times 10 tops. I never thought he would use times 20.
Exactly. I never thought we would ever see times 20, because that seemed more like a fan kind of thing. But you know, you're gonna get some people saying, "What about times 100?" You know, like I doubt that. But you know, at this point, it's like, what else can we expect? Because the whole times 20 thing was only like people conjuring up ideas. Hey, what if Goku fought BEERUS using Kaioken times 20, 30, 50? And it's just like, now we have times 20. It's like, what?
Now we know, Now we know
that. Now looking at the manga, because myself and Emosh have a special video planned for BEERUS and VEGETA in the coming week, talking about what happened in the manga. Now in the manga, we're going to see something very different as well. So seeing all of this go down, it's very exciting, because I'm not going to deny it, thus far everything's been like a little rocky for the Tournament of Power, because there have been some things that were cool, some things that were just meh, but now we're finally getting into the meat and potatoes of things. So I'm excited, you're excited, everyone's excited. Post your comments down below, guys. What are your overall thoughts on Kaioken times 20, on Goku's new form, Jiren having to tank, all of that? I mean, it's going to be a very interesting time going into October, because, I mean, so far, we're beginning to ramp things up, so just expect to see a lot in pertains to that. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys are hyped for this fight, go on ahead and slap a like down below. If you guys are new to the channel, punch that subscribe button, guys. Turn on notifications to be notified whenever a video is posted onto this channel. Also, guys, check out and subscribe to EmoshIs channel. He does lots of awesome videos, including lately, he's been doing My Hero Academia, Boruto, Dragon Ball discussions. Hopefully, he'll go back to doing some, you know, live streams as well, but he also does that on his channel. He just hit 5K, So let's see if we can try our very best to try to get this man to 6K, to try to break this man's limits, because he finally got out of the depression arc. So now we're going into the we're going into the Super Saiyan arc, I guess, for him to finally transcend. And thank you all so much for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be seeing you all in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Peace.